We're here, we're here, we're here. Hold on. I think I got my brother Suave in the spot too. Hold on. We're gonna bring him in too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There he goes. There he goes. Brother Suave, brother Suave. Uh-oh, we lost him. You know what? I think his connections is kind of tough right now for him. So we just kind of trying to work it out for him, I guess. He's gonna make it through. We'll get him here. My brother, good to see you, man. Glad to see you.
What's going on? What's going on? Good to be seen. Yes, sir. It's Father the Sixth, the General. Yes, sir. Checking in.
Absolutely. Happy Friday Eve. Let me try to bring Brother Suave back in. There we go. There we go. The brother, my mother, my brother.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Great.
We got you.
Swap evening, brothers. How y'all doing?
We're Suave-tastic, man. Suave.
Oh, man.
Suave, wonderful. Suave, I don't know how to do it yet. I'm still in training.
Well, I tell you this Friday Eve, man, we're going to have a Suave amazing menage Suave.
I like that. Yes, sir.
You know, three the hard way, you know, a very mind-blowing, thought-provoking, and eye-opening experience with three kings, you know. And when they have the menage Suave, it's a conversation, gaming, or dialogue, long as Suave is involved.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Double salute to both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
We got the
Do
science.
I sound low?
You sound.
I don't know why. You guys sound low. I got it.
That sound better right there.
I hear you loud and clear though. I don't know. You know, you know, we've been having gremlins on our technical difficulties, Brother Suave. We've been having, but you came in, man. You came in. Don't forget about that mute button, though. You know we'll get echoing back, but yeah. Oh man, it feels so good. It feels so good. We don't know how long, we don't know how short, but you know what? We in here. How you feeling, brothers? Talk to me, man. It's been a minute.
It's I just walked in. I had to run to Ball State, which is about an hour and a half away. I just came back. So I just literally just walked in. I got this from the store. I haven't even eaten. Listen, it's been you know, everything's great. I had some little hard news last night from my first cousin. You know, first cousin I grew up with all my life. They was having some health issues. You know, we don't know if they're gonna make it. So we just hoping that, you know, the family be able to cope and deal with, you know, whatever the outcome is, you know, because at the end of the day, you love your family members, but you don't want people being miserable and not, you know, when that health hits you, man, you know, you just almost like ready to go, you know, and when things are failing, all your internal organs, it's almost like, you know what, you know, and that creates a lot of stress, not for the family, but the individual, you know, because they don't want to live like that, you know. And so other than that, you know, again, it's a blessing to see a day I never seen before. So I'm forever grateful. Again, I'm happy that each and every day I strive for excellence. I have a positive outlook on life. You know, I love myself some me. I believe in me. And I'm just appreciative, grateful, and happy, you know.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yes. I do. I send my heart, my prayers to your family, to everyone involved, just like you said, for the best possible outcome. You know what I mean? So, hey, my heart is to y'all. You know, like you said, gratitude is the best attitude. And I know you didn't say it like that, but you know, I like to just throw my little, you know what I mean? Throw my little thing on there. Gratitude is the best attitude, you know, and I'm grateful. Today was an awesome day, wonderful day. I just finished with family dinner with the family. We had a long conversation, and we just talking about steps to be better. You know what I mean? Steps to be better. And we're on the third step. And I don't like to give them too much because, you know, you got to be able to process this stuff, put it into practice, and put it into play. So our third step today was committing to the plan. You know what I mean? Committing. What does commitment mean? So I'm ecstatic today. Today is Friday Eve. I'm here with 3 Kings. Double salute to both of y'all. You know what I mean? And like you said, you don't know what we're gonna be here tomorrow. I'm glad I'm here today, and you know what I mean? I'm just grateful. I'm grateful.
It's amazing you talking about commitment, because the last couple of days, that's what I've been going through with one of my trainings. I've been going through this master class, this training, and commitment was a big subject. We spent about 3 days on it. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's good to be here with these kings right now. I'm feeding off the energy already. Seem like whenever I get here and I get in front of the microphone, I get full of energy. I don't care what my energy level was before I got here. So I said, okay, God just filling me right now. I'm gonna accept it all. I'm gonna be that open vessel, and then I'm gonna dump it all out during this time. And then when it's done, I'm gonna fall out like a rock. Boop. But Brother Suave, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you had a chance to tip in. Last week, he was trying to creep in, but I guess we were just so caught up in the moment, man. We just wasn't even paying no mind. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that I can pay attention to those comments, because people do be peeking in and dropping comments, and I don't find out about it to the end of the show. And that's engagement for us. So, hey, I can't wait for this next 6 months. I think there's going to be something going to be truly progressive for us, as long as we stick and stay. And like you said, it's all about commitment. It's all about, because we all see the big picture. We all have the same big picture. We all know what we feed off of each other, and how this energy is just really enticing and intoxicating and addicting. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I had the ability to come here and do this with you brothers every single day, I would. Because I believe that we go further than just surface. I think that we go deeper, and we can continue to evolve the conversation where it'll never be boring. It'll never be repetitive. You know what I'm saying? It'll never get bland, because it'll always be mentally stimulating. And that's what I really appreciate, is 3 different points of views, but all of them are on the same point. And I love that. So I'm glad that you brothers will be back in the Cipher on this Friday Eve. Glad to know everybody is healthy, especially in these times and days. What's going on? I'm glad everybody is healthy. My brother Suave, you know my heart, love, condolences, and prayers going out to all of it, to the deepest of my heart. I know how it is. But I'm glad to be here. So it's Friday Eve, and I always do it. Salute to everybody on this Friday Eve.
Salute. Salute. Yes, sir. More fire.
Right, okay. We see it even though we don't see it, brother. So what can of worms can we open, and what truths can we tell tonight? I that's the fun part, is skating on that ice right there when you start saying those truths, because it just smacks people in the face, and people don't want to absorb and chew and swallow the truth. I have a image where there's a pill in a woman's mouth, and it says truth in it, and it says the pill that everybody wants, but no one wants to swallow. Everybody wants the truth, but they don't want to swallow the truth. You just can't handle the truth. So you know what? Just chime in a little bit. Let's get something moving. Let's get something burning. Let's get something churning up in this piece. What's up, brothers? Talk with me.
Well, I had this conversation with my kids earlier, and with a couple other folks that I talked to, and we talked about what is truth. You know what I mean? What is truth? Everyone has a different perception on what they perceive to be truth is. You know what I mean? And one of the and it's many different definitions, and a lot of times I like to go through definitions with my circle, because I want to make sure that we are on the same page. Because a lot of times you could be talking about one aspect of something, and I'll be talking about another aspect. So when I see truth, I'm thinking of like a belief, you know what I mean? A belief that something is true. But then I go into a little bit deeper, and I'm like, okay, what is true then? True is what is accurate. So everybody can see accuracy differently. That's why everybody has different types of eyesight. We got 20/20, we got 10/20, we got 40/40. I don't know, but it's a lot of different types of eyesight and accuracy. And because truth to me might not be truth to you. And here's the perfect example. I was talking to one of my buddies with. I was like, Santa Claus, the truth about Santa Claus to a child, Santa Claus is as real as this bottle of water. You see what I'm saying? Especially when they go to the mall, we got Christmas coming up. You see what I'm saying? And they see the red suit, you know what I mean? And they got the beard, and they see the Christmas present. They see, all the stuff that come along with it. To them, you can't tell them that's not Santa. But to the parents, we know that's somebody who's, doing something as a job, or they volunteering, and they're doing this to, bring up the Christmas spirit, so to speak. So Santa Claus truth to me is different than truth to my child. So I make that comparison to say, what is truth? You know what I mean? What is truth? Truth is different to other people. And if you don't tell people what your truth is, you see what I'm saying? And be clear with it, you'll never know. So when you say truth, it just be like, it hit me just like that. I gotta sometimes dodge and weave. You know what I mean?
That's one of those things when it comes to truth and living and learning. Sometimes, the older I get, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. And sometimes when it comes to truth, I'm so skeptical about it, because I think it motivated me to come up with, I'm always coming up with words and my Suave philosophies. And so I was thinking, because I always say the one thing I'm adamant about is not being adamant about anything. And sometimes as I grow, and as I say, the more I learn to realize, and the older I get, I realize how much I don't know. So let's say I have this particular perspective that I perceive as the truth. 5 years, 10 years, I find out something more. I learn more. My brain develops more. And so I try not to be too adamant about what is the truth and what is not, is because I learn, I discover, and I quantify and realize, like, wow, that wasn't the truth, And sometimes we can be so convicted about what we perceive as the truth, could be really devastating. It's like when people used to say your perception is your reality. And I said that I fought on it, because I'm like, you can be under the perception of love and find out it was really infatuation. You can be under the perception or under the influence of drugs, and you perceive you can fly. Then you jump off that 40-story building. The reality, you can't. And sometimes you may have a perception based on looking at a whole bunch of physical characteristics of a parent you perceive as your biological mother or father. DNA proves it wasn't true. It's just so many things that I try to be open-minded about what's true, what's false. Because again, when you mention Santa Claus, when we was kids, if our parents taught us that, we would believe in our heart that we saw Santa Claus sneak out the door, and you would be crying, no, I really did. And you're like, it's just your subjective imagination or your subjective thoughts towards any given subject. I mean, for years, our whole education was misguided, thinking about indigenous people that wasn't here, and then we give this credit to this individual. And that got me in major trouble in school, because that's the one thing I didn't know, that he didn't discover America, and I got in trouble for it. Or perceptions of people who are our heroes, and we give so much credit to assuming and perceiving and believing in their life that they are perfect, and our perceptions is changed when we find out some truth about these heroes, and that's one thing I say. One thing I'm adamant about is not being adamant about anything, because we can get disappointed about what we perceive as real and what's not. And so I try to give every human being a clear understanding. I mean, I try to put in my head a clear understanding that that person may be flawed, regardless if I see it or not. So I won't be having these unreasonable expectations. Therefore, I will not get disappointed. So I have a pretty much open-minded about what's real and what's not.
I just had to say this real quick. That was deep, bro. Because I never even seen it or even pictured it or perceived it in that fact. One thing I'm adamant about is not being adamant about anything. I gotta adopt that, brother Suave. I got to.
You know, that's my suave philosophy.
And I'm glad I'm in the front row of this class.
Well, I think though, and I'm along with the trail with what you're saying, brother Suave. I think truth is different than true and false. You know, truth is more so of an opinion. It is more so of a philosophy for individuals. Whatever you perceive as being your truth is your truth. So that's why I kind of threw it out there like that, because I think a lot of people get those things misconceived, because true and false is proven by science and math and facts. You know, true, false. You know, but when it comes to truth, that's why they keep telling everyone to, you know, capture your own truth, be who you are, you know, be 100% you. That's your truth, you know, and I agree with you. You know, I do think it's perception. I do believe it's opinion, you know, and I think it's what's most relevant to you as an individual is your own individual truth. Now, true and false is something different. That's something I can prove with absolute fact. False is something I can prove with absolute fact. So I agree with you on that, and that's why I wanted to really talk about it, because you know, being exposed to the environments that I've been exposed in recently because of my restructuring and re-strategizing, I'm just seeing a lot of things that I haven't seen because I haven't been in that environment, or I haven't been in that circle, you know, in that environment. Now it's kind of projected me to really be more open-minded, like you said, but more so pay attention, because things are so different now, you know, and just being able to be out and be active and be a part of that um I guess tide, or just going with that energy. I'm learning so much because I've been a independent contractor, and I've been able to work how I want to work and be at home in my home office, and I haven't had to really be out there and interacting in society the way that a lot of other individuals have by working for another company or whatever it may be. But because I'm trying to be a company within a company, what I'm doing now is, you know, I'm out there, and I'm an employee, so I'm seeing things differently. And you know, it's just the change is so astounding to me. I guess it's such a hit in my face because I haven't been out there like that for such a long time. So I'm like a kid now, man. I get up in the morning excited because I want to learn and see this shit, because it's nothing I ever seen before. And some of the things are so amazing. So that's why I say truth, because truth is a word that a lot of people use in these conversations. The word truth is thrown around so much, you know, and I said that because I wonder, because people use it so much, do they really know what truth means? Do they really know what it is? Or are they using it conveniently just to satisfy themselves and fulfill their own, you know, self-gratification? You know, so I just had to throw that out there, man. I just want to see what y'all think about it. But I guess I just full of energy right now. I'm excited. And hey, what else? What else can we talk about?
Well, I'm glad because at about 5 o'clock this morning, I shared it publicly, but I'm going to share it here tonight. And it was just something I was talking about, and again telling my truth about how I see certain things. It says my personal and professional and spiritual growth is everything to me. I'm consistently seeking knowledge and information. I have only one life, and I'm going to live it to the fullest without regrets. I'm from a very shallow place in Opelika, which is in Miami, Florida, and I would have never known, or experienced so much knowledge and understanding had I not left and gained irreplaceable experiences. I am blessed to be able to do whatever I want to do and go wherever I want to, and wherever I please without permission or having to make a request. I know I'm grateful and I'm blessed. And so when you're saying about exposure, you know, I grew up in this small place that's very it's always been like America's top 10 cities, top worst cities over the past 50 years. Top 5. So I grew up in a real bad place, so, and it's never changed. And I'm thinking, exposing myself, and I'm like, man, and it's a blessing to go there. And then I was just thinking about, I don't question things. I tap into my discernment and I do what I want to do. And you've been knowing me 30 some years. I just do what I want to do. I don't question it. I just honor it, and it always works out for me. And so, and I was thinking about some of the people over the years. They always say, get in Opelika politics, get in their police department. And I always would go outside and do certain things. And I just think, man, for whatever, how God has blessed and covered me and had me at the right place at the right time. Because one of the things that it was a young man who just lost his life. And then we think about some of our brothers and sisters who trying to break generational curses and create legacies. They end up trying to, what we say, keep it real and stay in our own communities. And then sometimes our own community are killing the people who were there to save the community, and it's just constantly happening. And then I'm like, wow, I think that could have been me had I not, moved and left but would go periodically, but I just wouldn't stay stationary there. Because I guess I had a whole life of being stationary there. And I'm just happy because my truth was, it was important for me to move. And let's say a bomb was coming here and I just moved. So I missed it. And I think about so many times in life, I missed the bullet just about that close. I remember, I don't know if you know how a bullet sounds when it goes across your face, but it's just, and that's when it's that close. And when you hear it that close, that means, normally when a bullet goes in your head, you dead on, on impact. So that means I've been that close to death a lot of times, and I think about even when I was in Desert Storm, when right in front of me, a Humvee blew up, and the person was on the 50 cal. He blew him, and the dude I tried to save, everything was, his legs was all blown off because he was a driver. And then I'm thinking, he was right in front of me, and I'm thinking, just been that close, and that's why I say I'm blessed, I'm grateful, because I try not to question things, and so when I go here and people always say, well, Suave, why you moved here, why you moved there, and why you did this or why you did that, and I said, because I want to, and that's why I say I don't have to give an account or answer to anyone. I got one heart, one life, one soul. I'm going to enjoy it and protect it at all costs. And I just think, for whatever way my life is, I just appreciate it. And I just thank you for that topic, because it just allows, and you said truth and facts, and then true and facts, true and false. But I'm being able to just express my truth at this moment, and I just, like here, just here, us being here, having dialogue, man, it's great, because the topic, the direction, and we all just here to just engage is, to me, it's real powerful, man. I mean, I miss it, man. I really miss it, And then when you was talking, like, heck, we had finished the first season that quick. I felt like we had just started, and man, like I use one word, just Suave amazing, man. This is great. And I'm sorry to talk so much, but I just wanted to share my truth at the moment.
I want to tap into on that, man. I got to piggyback on that. You know what I mean? It's like the Super Bowl and the team. You know what I mean? You got to jump on it. You know what I mean? So let me jump on this Super Bowl team right here. One thing you said that really stuck out to me, both of y'all. Y'all talked about a lot of things, but one thing that really stuck out to me was right place, right time. And there's instances that I've seen, being deployed also. But I'm 35 right now, and I think I'm really coming to grasp, like 2021 really brought me to the face of the truth. Woo, that's it right there. 2021 really brought me to the face of the truth, where we nose to nose. about right time, right place. And I see that as divine timing. You know what I mean? And let me tell you what I mean by divine timing. I was talking to my queen, my babe, you know what I mean? And we just be having these deep talks as, you know, y'all know when you have a queen that's, or anybody in your circle that's connected. I'm not even gonna go that far, but connected. You know the conversations. And I was just saying, like, dang, you know, I just know my soul's been here before. I know that, you know, when I say it's divine time, like the spirit of the divine is in me, you know what I mean? I'm not even mad at myself for anything at all, because just to be here, matter of fact, let's back it up. Just to plan, the planning to get to me right here, the planning that it took to get here right now, just the planning by itself, that's a lot of planning. And I was in the Marine Corps, and one of my jobs was plans and logistics. To plan to be here right now at this moment, that is Suave amazing. You see what I'm saying? And then to go to the next step, to execute the plan, to be here at this moment. You see what I'm saying? That really kind of made me pause for a second and think, like, dang, Divine really planned this with you. You know what I mean? Because you and Divine is the same. It's one in each other, interconnected. You know what I mean? Just the planning and then to execute. Like, I had to make every decision in my life perfectly to make it right here. I could not be late. I couldn't be early. I had to be on time, at the right place at the right time. So that just hit me when we talking about this. That's what I want to say.
We setting it on fire tonight. Brother Suave, you know you have to get all that's built up in you that you haven't had a chance to drop in, man, because you know we building. We just laying bricks right now, you know, putting the bricks up, slapping some mortar on it, putting the next layer up. That's all we doing, man. We building up in here. That's what the Cipher is all about. You know, and as we continue to build, we will continue to build. Whenever we get other parties that's gonna pop on, we just gonna like I said, man, it's beautiful. Like minds, like energy, like passion, like thoughts. I mean, you know, as long as those gauges are going the same direction, man, I'm just excited about it. I'm glad that we're back, you know, and we just continue, like I said, putting bricks on top of each other, continue to build. This is a great conversation, you know, and that's why I wanted to bounce it off of y'all tonight, you know, because like I said, I've been, you know, I'm just in a different space, in a different place. I'm soaking it up. I'm a sponge. I love to learn. I love to learn people. I love to learn how to build great relationships because that's where the value is, you know, and I like having great conversations. I love having those verbal battles and those mental tangles. I love that stuff, man. You know, it's just great fun. It keeps you fresh. And like you said, Brother Suave, it's always about learning, improving yourself, self-checking. You know, you always want is the maintenance. You have to have the maintenance because it's better to have the maintenance instead of having to try to fix it after it break down. There's no than a used car. You know, you know, keep that oil change, keep that transmission check. You know, you ain't got to worry about it. It'll run you 7 years instead of 2. You know what I'm saying? Just simple stuff. And that's what I love what we have here. We do chin checks above the neck in here. You know, you can't come in here and be cerebrally weak, you know, because it's all about your mind, body, and soul. You know, and that soul is your heart. And that's what we have to continue to be striving to develop and be dedicated to develop with each other, with the conversation that we have, the engagement that we have, the exchanges that we have, because it actually just continues to broaden our mind. And that's why I love being in here. I love being in here because I love seeing these other angles and hearing these other angles. My mind go, oh, dang, that's fly. You know what? I never thought of it that way. You know, and that's why I love what we're doing. You know, we're building, man, and I'm just glad to be back in the spot. I'm glad everybody's here. Like I said, we're just gonna slowly build, and then we're gonna slowly grow it and continue to build, man, and enriching our spirit, enriching our souls. That's all I had to say. I'm just feeling good.
I want to throw something in there like I normally do. Let me throw it in there. You know what I mean? You said simple stuff. You know, it takes me back to the mind frame or the term we used to say back in and you know, not just in the Marine Corps, but back to the basics. You know what I mean? Get back to the basics. You know what I mean? Because the basics is the foundations. You know what I mean? And I was talking, you know, like I normally do. I just love talking, you know, about good things, you know. And I was saying to my crew, I'm like, okay, back to the basics, foundations. You know what I mean? And you know, I was like, okay, this is to my kids. I'm like, okay, what do you think the most important? Matter of fact, how many resources do you think it takes to build a house? So they naming off, you know, nails, wood, electric wire, copper, tubing. You know, we just going down the line. I said, okay, what is the most important ones that you can do? If you can use 2 tools, which ones would you have? And like, you know, they scratching their head like, okay, I guess wood and nails. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, would you be okay with a house that just had wood and nails? It's like, nah. So it takes all the resources. You see what I'm saying? So your point of view, my point of view, and all of our experiences put together. You see what I'm saying? To build something. And when I hear about building, I think about growth. And anything that's with growth, you know what I mean? It and this kind of sound kind of weird almost, but it reminds me of mold. Mold know how to grow. You know what I mean? It know how to spread. Those spores know how to, in the darkness, grow. You see what I'm saying? To the point where you looking at something, you ever had like an old piece of vegetable in there, you live in the back, you go to pull it out, like, oh, dang, I gotta throw this out. And it's like, whoa, I didn't know this grew up in here. So when I hear building, and you know what I mean, I'm thinking of growth. Growth is always continuous. You see what I'm saying? You can never stop growing, you know what I mean, when it comes to continuous building and growth, building. You know what I mean? I think about building like skyscrapers building. So when I think about growth, I'm thinking about, man, I may be okay where I'm at right now, but I'm not satisfied in a sense. You know what I mean? Satisfied meaning that, you know, I'm gonna put it in park. You know what I mean? I'm always wanting to grow in some sort, even if it's just when I get older, I'm just talking to the youngsters, or I might be talking to someone my age, or just talking to someone with a different experience, growth. So I just, you know, I agree with the building. You know, I just think about growth, and I just love this atmosphere where we're able to give our experiences, give our little, you know, our a piece of us, you know what I mean, to someone else, you know what I mean, and that way they could think, like you said, aha, you know what I mean, aha. So yeah, I've been saying aha today at least 2 times in this episode right here. Shoot, I got me a note card right now, you know, taking notes. Shoot.
Yeah. Again, it's some of the things you were just saying. It just thought about um it was a saying that you should cultivate and embrace with like-minded people for mutual betterment, and that's the part of collaborating and growing. Um, you know, it's funny when we talk about growth, when growth should be inevitable, and sometimes, you know, when we putting our heads together and we're trying to grow, and we're growing our conversation, we're growing our platform, we're growing the show, we're growing as individuals. You know, when sometimes you have conversations with people and you try to sow into their life, and it's amazing to me. People say, I've been this way all my life. And I say, unbeknownst to you, you just told me you stuck and you're not growing. They said, no, I didn't say that. I said, well, it's a synonym. You can imply it, say it, you know, give me an impression is all the same, the synonym. And when you say you've been like this all your life, you basically saying you're not growing and you're not open to change. And I mean, I think you have 3 kings on the show right now. We couldn't even say we was the same person we were a year ago, because we always striving to grow. You know, every day, you know, I try to find something to grow in, learning. I mean, just being in a whole new city and state, I try to find something to learn, you know, and throughout my course of my life, I'm always like, when I say gain changes, change before change is needed, that means I'm proactive in things. So I'm constantly trying to change and learn. And when I get these experiences, when I meet these new people, I ask questions, because it's like this. If I don't know something, the split second I ask a question, it's a split second I'm empowered. You know, I don't let my ego be bigger than my accomplishments, and and my purpose to get accomplished is to learn, and that's important to me. So if I don't know 2 plus 2, And I say, bruh, can you tell me 2 plus 2? And you tell me 4. My humbling part, I say that split second I didn't know, the split second I humbled myself and asked, and the split second you told me, and the split second I got empowered. I never have to ask what's 2 and 2 anymore. And sometimes people egos are so big, they're so prideful, and it's so counterproductive to growing, you know. And we have to sometimes, put that pride aside and just ask a question. And again, it only takes a split second to get empowered. That could change your life, And sometimes, again, it's all about growing, asking questions. Just when all three of us, I don't think we ever had a show that we had an aha moment, that we didn't have an aha moment. Like, oh, shoot, this is what the brother said. Oh, yeah, And because we humble kings, we strong kings, we knowledgeable, we powerful, but we're also humble, and we always edifying each other because we grateful, man. We like, dag, I'm happy this dude said that. I'm happy this brother just said that. I didn't look at it from that perspective. Oh man, I didn't even know that particular perspective or knowledge even existed. And so when we exchanging words and again, we cultivating and embracing with like-minded people because it's all for our mutual betterment. And again, I'm grateful, man. I told you I probably said so much, but I'm happy. I'm happy about these Friday Eves. These Fridays Eves. I enjoy them. I'm telling you.
There was a study done, if I can remember correctly, back in like 2014 by Stanford University. And it talked about, there's a study done back in 2014 by Stanford University. And it talked about the body regenerates and grows every 7 to 10 years. You see what I'm saying? And I never even knew this till this year. You know what I mean? Somebody mentioned it. I'm like, let me go ahead and fact check that. Let me do a Fox News fact check real quick. You know what I mean? And I fact checked it. I'm like, okay, wow, that's very interesting. You know what I mean? And the thing is this, even though we don't grow ourselves at times, and I say that intellectually, you know what I mean, with our mind and whatnot, the body does it automatically in order to survive. Do you see what I'm saying? So the body knows how to survive. Do you and your mind know how to survive by growing, regenerating? You see what I'm saying? Changing. Because like you said, I know I wasn't the same person I was a year ago, even 7 to 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Because I continue to grow my mind by allowing new things to come in, trying new things, talking to new people, sitting back. And this is hard for men sometimes. And I can speak from examples. Sitting back and listening. And when I say listening, the art of listening means taking it in and doing and contemplating. Contemplating meaning like I'm really weighing what is being said to me or what I took in. You see what I'm saying? It's really difficult for growth. You know what I mean? Especially when you don't have mentors, you don't have good examples. You grew up in one of the top 5 cities as the worst dangerous cities in the world. Brooklyn, I already know. You see what I'm saying? And you don't have those examples, and not everybody is the type to leave their city, to grow, to see something new. You see what I'm saying? And then you go back and you see the same people doing the same things, you know what I mean? And I'm not knocking my piece that I grew up with. I'm not knocking y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because I get it. But growth, if your body can grow on its own to keep you alive, what do you do? What's your part? What's your part?
I'm with you. I'm with you guys on all of that. All of that. And I hear you guys say, you're not the guy you were years ago. Can I be honest? I'm not the guy I was a month ago. I'm just going to be real. I mean, my environments is what evolves me, and when I know that I have to find balance quickly, because the one thing about it is if you're off balance, you can get knocked on your ass. It's just facts, So if you get in a position where this is how I am, when I get in a position where I feel I'm off balance, I got to hurry up and get balance. And what I have to do is I have to learn those powers to be in that environment that can help me get balance. Whatever those things are, I have to grasp it. I have to absorb it. So, I appreciate the speed in which life is moving right now. I can appreciate that. But not only that, it's being able to deal with sharp minds. When I can sit here and say I'm not I'm not the smartest guy in the room, I'm grateful for that. When I can learn, I'm grateful for that. I'm never too old to learn. I learn every single minute of the day when I'm not in my comfort zone. I'm just keeping it real. So that's why I'll jump outside of my comfort zone so I can learn something. I need to learn something else, because the enemy, his tools are sharp. His bag is full of tools. And if you don't have anything that can balance that off, you know what I'm saying? You a victim. Straight up. There's no secret about that. So that's why I love this cipher that we have, because I know that I have reinforcements here. You're looking out for my better interest because you looking out for my better interest is looking out for our better interest, because I'm going to reflect that with you. That's just the way that it works. And you're only as good as your team. I don't care. There's no one who is super successful out here who did it by themselves. Nobody. I don't care who it is. The Elon Musk, my man over at Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jeff Bezos, they didn't do it by themselves. Regardless if they had 100,000 employees, they still had to have a team to magnify themselves. We living in the matrix. We have a physical world and a virtual world that we're dwelling in. Now you have to learn how to be wealthy in both of those worlds, you know. But like I said, for me, man, I'm fulfilled. I'm glad that I have this Thursday, because you know what the crazy part is with like the new schedule that I've taken on. They're letting me off on every Thursday. So I said, you know what I said? I said, God is telling me I need to make sure I have this cipher every Thursday. I got to do this, so I'm just thankful. I'm thankful, fellas. I'm feeling full. I am. And for me to be able to continue to absorb and learn, like I said, for me, it's not just those things that you tell me that I was oblivious of or I wasn't aware of. It's the fact that I feed off of you guys' spirit and I feed off of your energy and your soul, because for me, that's the most important part for me, is feeling fulfilled. I don't care how much money I got in my pocket, what kind of house I'm living in, what kind of car I'm driving, what's in my bank account. I don't care about that. I need to feel full in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And I have to be around people that can understand that. You have to have the same kind of concept and understanding. And here, I feel so good, man. I feel good. And I love the fact that we have conversations that are fulfilling, something that can help people to keep their minds open and keep their ability to see with their third eye is more important for me than what they see with their two eyes. And like you were saying, the art of listening, God gives us 2 ears and 1 mouth. And that's one thing that I do every day. I talk to business owners every day, trying to sell them on something, on a product to help them to make sure that their business grow. So I have to listen more, because a person will tell you, if they feel comfortable, they will tell you everything that you need to know about them. Everything, as long as you have a genuine interest. It's not about the BS. It's just a genuine interest. Ask questions. If you're engaging with a person, just let them know that you truly care, that you have a heart, you have some empathy, you really want to know what's going on with them. And that's why I come here. I love being able to share things. That's why I'm glad y'all came in and y'all chimed in about this truth thing, because really it's something that's been on my mind for several days, man. I mean, just something that I be thinking. I'm like, dang, I really need somebody to talk to. Who am I going to talk to? I said, what am I thinking about? I got my brothers in the Cipher on Thursday, on Friday Eve. So I'm glad that y'all chimed in and y'all came in and helped me, get a little calm about it, because I was kind of antsy. I'm like, dang, people don't understand the difference between truth and then true and false. It's 2 different things totally. And they really try to blur that line to make the truth be a true and false. And it's not a true and false what they're talking about. They're just talking about a truth, a personal philosophy, an opinion, a perception, and it's just, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't out, out in left field on that by myself, thinking something stupid. But I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate my brothers. I love y'all, Kings, man. I love y'all.
We love you too. Man, let me tell you, Brad, you said something that's so powerful. One of the things about life experiences and relationships with me, people always saying, don't diagnose me. Don't start doing this. Sometimes they try to put me in this box. They don't realize I didn't choose that profession. That profession chose me. God created this for me to be in this position. And so, and the funny thing is, I'm like, I'm always talking about things in threes. I always talk about synonyms. And I'm like, it's funny how in our society, how we so conditioned. So like people sit there and say, well, don't diagnose me. And why do you know this? I'm like, no, that's my discernment. That was my gift that I had before I was trained. You forgot. And so listening, tapping into people, that was a gift I had before I got into profession. So it blessed. I was just blessed to follow where I was supposed to been at the right place at the right time. And so, and when you were sitting there saying, when you can empathize or when you can speak to them and let them feel comfortable, it has nothing to do with my profession. I was able to talk to people and let them talk to me about stuff before I even became a therapist. You understand? And I think sometimes people don't realize, people have gifts, and what they do is enhance those gifts and get into that profession because they was created for that. It's just like when you look at artists, they were organically natural and they're blessing as artists, and then they got more training. That training enhanced their God-given talent. And so when you were saying it just made me think of a couple of patients this week who had just breakthroughs. Had I not been a person who kept my emotions intact, man, it was just an incredible experience to see that you say when people feel comfortable, they tell you everything. And when it comes to therapy, it's some serious stuff to disclose, but they telling you because they was in the best interest of their healing process, but obviously they felt comfortable sharing it with me. And when it comes to such things that people deal with, that's like you said, their truth, and then they got the true and false, but they dealing with some real truth, and it's heartbreaking, but they moving forward because I have the skills to help them get there, but I can't go and help them unless they completely transparent, you know. And again, when you said it, man, when people feel comfortable, they will tell you everything. And I always tell people, you know, they say, well, listen, I'm not a miracle worker. You tell me, and then I work with what I have. But we can't make progress if the person is not being honest. But then we can't expect them to be honest if they're not feeling comfortable. So you have to have that ability, the skill set, as well as the gift to be able to have people feel comfortable enough to share these intimate things and private things and traumatic things that they have experienced in their lives. And I just, like I say, when we all, I think all three of us, when we say something, it triggers us to say, oh, wow. And it's always at the right time because this was just this week. You understand? And it's just incredible. And I'm not going to even lie. When nobody's around, I'd be like, because I feel good, and I know when people be at church, they say they're in the blessing business. Man, I am so happy that I'm in this position because definitely people's lives are changed, and I'm happy, because I can't sit there and say are a lot of black men do what I do. That's a matter of fact, and I know this, and I'm happy, that I'm in a position to help, and and so I love, like I said, this topic, and we having different things, how it's connected, and how we able to change lives, and as this this grows, I'm telling you, I just can see it, when people start to hear this and they like gonna connect, they're like, man, y'all brothers changed my life, and again, we keep, as you said, we keep the momentum. We're consistent. We're committed. We conscious. We woke, and we determined. And I'm telling you, some lives are gonna be changed. You know, that's why we edify you, man. I'm happy for your vision. You know, and we here. We got your back. I know you always saying we equal, but the reality is, man, you got this thing started. You know, this is your vision. You know, and how it goes is that you have a team of who's may not have your vision, but we humble enough to follow and learn, and we supporting your vision. You know, I thank you for it, brother.
You're on mute, brother. I don't know why you're on mute. Check your side to see what it is. Oh, you're on mute, brother. I don't know why you're on mute. Check your side to see what it is. Oh, not on mute, brother. I don't know why you're on mute. Check your side to see what it is. Oh, he restarting. Brother Suave, man, I appreciate those salutations. I do. You know, it moves me. You know, we get older, we get into our emotions a lot more. But I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it is. But you know what? It's good to deal with others who see what I see. You know, and what I mean by that, seeing with this eye. You know, that's to me is the most important thing. That's your connection to the creator, in my opinion. I think that's your divine connection. That's your a USB, or you know, that's your USB or your HDMI cord to the creator. You know, your instant plug in where you get high definition picture and everything. And that's why I love this platform, because you know, it would have been really difficult for me to be in a space where I can't talk and my conversation can't be seen. See, I guess the reason I say that is because the funny part for me is I see in picture when someone's talking to me. Brother Chris, you back. When someone's talking to me, man, it's like I see images in my mind. It's like a continuously running movie in my head. When you talk to me, I see things, and I don't know how strange that sounds. I don't know what it means. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. I mean, words are images to me. And that's why I love reading, because when I read a book, it's like I'm looking at a movie in my mind. You know, I just love to read. I never stop trying to learn. And, you know, and that's why I love the era that we're in with all this information, is because, you know, if you want to know, you can find out. There's nothing that's stopping you. And like I said, for you, and especially for here it is with you kings, and you see what I see and you feel the way I feel. I appreciate y'all for being here. And you know, we always have to start. We always have to crawl before we walk. You know what I'm saying? Even when we start walking, we're gonna fall down a couple of times, and we have to get up and walk again. You know, and that's the key, and that's where the success is where, you know, can you get up and walk again, or are you gonna give up? So that's why I've been dedicated to this, because I said, I don't care. I'm going to come here every Thursday, and we're going to talk about something. I don't care what we're talking about, but we're not sitting here ranting. We're not sitting here being, you know, we're not politicking. We're not anything. We're just trying to help reinforce and build a whole person from the inside out, you know, help you to reinforce your soul and your spirit, help you to reinforce that moral compass, help you to reinforce the mindset of learning, help you to reinforce the mindset of compassion, help you to reinforce the mindset of empathy and sympathy and love, you know, that type of thing, because I feel that's what's needed, you know, and imagery of us, because us is not, I mean by that is what you see right here. Black men, we're not projected, you know, and when you see us projected, we're not projected as what we need to be projected as, what majority of us are, because majority of us are us in general, but they don't come out and they're not bold and confident about it because most of the imagery is not what you see here with us. And that's what I'm looking to do, is project this imagery of what we see here in these three right here, you know, and the strength, the love, the compassion, wearing the crown, you know, because yeah, you could be a king, but at the same time, you gotta love, because that's the ultimate power, is love, you know, and you gotta want to learn. You gotta want to be able to have that compassion for your neighbor and for your brother and for your sister, you know, that empathy for them, because that's what helps strengthen you as well, you know, and that's what helps to also get that support system. That empathy helps when someone understands that you understand. You can't beat that. They're on your team forever because they know that you understand, and having the experience and listening, like we were talking about, is so important. It's just such an important thing, man. Let me get off my soapbox, but you know, like I said, the energy is here. I'm glad that we're here, and so I'm gonna let everybody get their last minutes in and say what you got to say. If you got any events going on, you're participating in something new. This is the giving season right now, so all the charities are out there right now until probably about March or April. So it's a lot of things going on. So if you have any causes that you're looking to support, so we can try to start rallying up and getting things, you know, we just have to take it to another level, you know, for us and our communities, and what we believe in and what our principles stand for and our values stand for. So I'm just going to open up the floor and let the brothers just go in and do what you got to do. Say what you got to say, fellas.
Well, I'm just gonna just hope, you know, have these safe travels. I'll be on a flight in a few hours. I think about 6 o'clock, headed up to Houston. Want to check it out for a little while. Excited about it. Just I think 3 days, something like that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Monday, something like that. And I got this thing due on Monday or Tuesday. So man, I'm excited, man. Putting the work in. Um, Happy about a book. You know, the university is interested in the book, so that's why a lot of work is required. So I'm like, wow, these two projects, the dissertation and then everything, and then now they want the book, so that book's gonna be turned academic. You know, and I'm like, wow. So that means I could be dead and gone, and my book could be in the university. And I'm like, wow. I was like, yo. I mean, this is like, you know, again, it's funny, you know, that's
That's
why I
dope.
tell people
That's
you don't
dope.
know when, you know, a lot of times big things happen when you're patient and you've been consistent, and a lot of great things happen after 50, you know. A lot of times people be anxious, but if you're consistent with something, you don't know, because everybody has to have their moment, you know, and you have to be patient and and understanding this process and this thing called life. I know sometimes we be overzealous and try to make things happen because we so anxious about getting those 15 minutes of fame. But when you being so impulsive, you can always get 15 minutes of shame, and you don't want that. So you just got to be patient, do things the right way, and trust the process. You know, so that's pretty much, you know, what I have to say for tonight. Um, Again, thank you for this opportunity. You know, I'm glad we all got a chance to see one another tonight and moving forward um, with the Cipher.
Brother Suave, oh man, that's just so awesome and phenomenal to hear about your work, man. I'm, you know, when you get the books, and make sure I get a copy with the autographs, man. You know, I'm gonna put it right here on my shelf with the other book. You know, I got you already. It's right here, right here, right here, right here.
Testing.
It's right here with me, right here. I keep it right here. Everything that I'll pick up and thumb through and start reading, I keep it right here at my desk, man. This is my workspace, so I keep you right here, man. You know, Shit, it's always love. Always. Brother General.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Oh man, you back. Go ahead. Say what you got to say,
Okay.
brother.
All right. Finally, before the mic get cut off again, I just want to say, as always, thank you. You know, for allowing me to be here. You know what I mean? You reached out to me. I answered the call. You know what I mean? I answered the call. My kids already know, like, Dad, it's 8 o'clock. I tell them, remind me, 8 o'clock, so I can get up there and get ready. Brother Suave, a book. That's just to write a book. The process of writing. The process of putting the thoughts down. Yes, I like that. You know, I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy a copy. The process of that's just remarkable. Much less a university wanted to put it in their library for other minds to take in. Remarkable, brother. Remarkable. There's a couple of things I wanted to say, but I'm gonna make it quick. One, Brother Sheldon, I gotta take this from you. You know, not take. I'm gonna borrow it from you. You know what I mean? My environment is what evolves me. You know what I mean? And I think about that when it comes to an empire. And I explain this to my kings. My view of an empire is multiple kingdoms coming together. You see what I'm saying? So we got multiple kings right here, right now, coming together. And the empire is never divided. You see what I'm saying? Through quarrels and just backstabbing and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? When there's an issue, and I want this to be said to and passed on to everybody, when there's an issue, kingdoms come together and place their issues on the table. You see what I'm saying? And they chop them up. I'm like, okay, this is what we can do. This is what we're gonna move forward for the empire. Last but not least, I want to give this little scenario real quick. And I was telling my kids during a marathon, there's two people that usually gets the most cheers. You know what I mean? It's usually that first place person who's running for first place. You got the people like, yeah, go ahead, you got this, bro. And then it's the person in last place. I don't give a daggone if it's 1,000 people in the marathon. That person in last place gets the most cheering, to the point where other runners, other participants, other athletes get back on the track. Come on. And get over there and help them out. You know why they do that? I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're doing your daggone best, everybody can see it. When you do your best, everybody can see it. And when everybody can see you doing your best, everybody usually roots and cheers for you. So my message this week for everyone who's watching this is, do your daggone best. What you can do your best. And don't worry if you hear the cheers or not. Because when you're in last place, you're not worried about cheerings. You worry about stepping. Let me get that next step. Let me get to the next step. All right. You're not concerned about the shit. Yeah, it sounds good, but you worry about finishing the race. So do your best to finish the race. There's people back there that's cheering on you. It could be your kids. It could be your neighbors. It could be people that you don't even know. You see what I'm saying? Do your best. You know what I mean? And thank you for allowing me to come here to be my best, because this right here challenged me to be my best. I'm like, man, I got to make sure, I got to do my best, because a lot of people are watching. And you know what? It's so easy to fall into one of those categories between first and last. But you see what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter what place you're in, as long as you're doing your best. So be safe in your travels, everyone, especially you, brother Suave. You know what I mean? And do your best, everyone. It's the general.
Okay, I appreciate you fellas, man. Yeah, doing your best is definitely that's the quote of the day. My thing is desire to be great. And I guess in desiring to be great, you will do your best. But fellas, again, I appreciate it. I'm actually traveling on Wednesday myself. So next Thursday, I'll probably be doing it remote. I'm gonna make sure everybody locked in to make sure what's going on. But like I said, I'm making sure I'm staying consistent. We're going to continue to have elevating conversations regardless of who's in and who's not, because once we begin to build, and that wall comes up at a decent level, it's just an issue of finishing at that point. So again, brother Suave, it's nothing but love. Definitely safe travels to you, brother. As you continue to grow and pursue that dream and continue to build your kingdom. I mean, I'm very appreciative of that, just to see your simultaneousness at the age that we are. We are. I ain't gonna say the age that you are. I'm gonna say the age that we are, because we was born the exact same day in the same hospital. Okay. Out of all, and that's why I trip, because my life is so divine. I don't even know what to do, man. I mean, me and my wife was born on the exact same day, period. A couple of hours apart in two different parts of the world, and here it is. I'm dealing with my brother. We was born in the same day in the same hospital, in the same. I mean, where can you hear a story like this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, where can you literally hear a story like this? That's why I know this is divine. But brother, blessing to you in Houston as you expand and continue to grow. I love your energy. I absorb all of that from you. You motivate me. I think about you a lot, because you are so simultaneous and you adapt to your environment. You adapt and overcome, and I'm appreciative of that. There's no fear, and you understand that there's a divine reason for you to be here, because it's like the story of Abraham and Sarah. It has nothing to do with age. It's just God gonna bless you, so I appreciate you, brother general. I appreciate you because you're wise beyond your years. I can say that, and you're an example of what a lot of people need to see, of what a true young black man is in this society. Just to keep it real, I mean, the responsibility that you've taken on is something that we don't see every single day, and I think that story need to be recognized, because it's always the extreme opposite of what they want to show in general about us, not understanding that there are brothers like you and a lot of other brothers that might not have as many as you that take on that same task. And that's the grain that I was cut from. I truly believe that's the grain that Brother Suave was cut from. Just by, you can hear by his stories and things that he's been through, that he came from that. He came from that ground, that rooted stuff that makes us up to keep us strong, because the tree is only as strong as its roots. So I can appreciate both of you brothers for that. Again, I appreciate you being here. I thank you forever. You're always going to be my brothers until the day I'm out of here and God take me. And you're still going to be my brothers, because I'm going to come back and haunt y'all if I go first. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to come back and ring those chains and all whatever I need to do and let y'all know, hey, I'm here. Y'all ain't doing this right. We got to get this back together. You know what I'm saying? But until next Thursday, fellas, I can appreciate y'all, man. And like I said, we all gonna stay in the loop, and I'm definitely gonna let y'all know I'm gonna be doing it remotely, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna keep this cipher pushing, and we can continue to bring in those bricks to continue to build this temple and this kingdom that we set it out to do. But hey, remain well. God bless. Brother Suave, again, my heart condolences and love go out to you and your family. I'm extending that out to you guys. And Brother Major, Brother General, not Major, I'm slipping. Brother General, you have a great week. Give my love to the little soldiers, man. And y'all maintain and stay well.
Thank you. Right? Thank you. Double salute to both of y'all.